Let's dive right into a huge question. Who is really in charge of your life? Now, you probably think it's you, right? But what if I told you there's a silent partner calling almost all the shots? I mean, think about your day. You've already made thousands of little choices. What to wear, what to eat, what to say, what not to say. We love to believe our logical, conscious mind is at the wheel for every single one. But is it? Is that what's really going on? Well, this is where it gets wild. Neuroscience kind of drops a bombshell on that whole idea. It turns out that a staggering 95% of our decisions, our actions, our emotions, our behaviors, they don't come from our conscious thoughts at all. Nope, they're driven by a part of our mind that operates completely under the radar. And this, right here, really puts it into perspective. Look at that tiny 5% sliver. That's your conscious mind. That's the part you think of as you, the one that sets goals and makes big plans. But that other massive piece of the pie, the 95%, that's your subconscious. And it's the hidden automatic powerhouse that's actually running the whole show.
Okay, so how do we even begin to wrap our heads around this? Well, the best way to think about your mind is to picture a giant iceberg.
The small part you can see sticking out of the water, that's your conscious mind. It's your logic, your willpower, all this stuff you're aware of. But we all know the real power of an iceberg. The thing you really have to watch out for is the enormous, invisible mass hiding below the surface. That's your subconscious, and that's what's truly steering you. So what's going on down there in the depths? It's not just sitting there. Think of it as this vast, living archive of your entire life. It's where every long-term memory is stored, where every major emotion you've ever felt is filed away. It's the factory for all your habits, and maybe most importantly, it's where your deepest core beliefs about the world and about yourself are built. And here's the most important thing you need to get about how it thinks. Its logic is incredibly simple, almost primitive. It doesn't care about right or wrong. It doesn't reason. It has one prime directive. Remember what kept you safe or what got you approval in the past, and just repeat it. That's it, even if that exact same behavior is hurting you today. So this leads to a pretty big question. If we're all running on these programs, where in the world did they come from? To figure that out, we have to go way back to see how our inner software was first installed. This is absolutely fascinating. Scientists have found that up until about age 7, a child's brain is operating in a brainwave state that's a lot like hypnosis. Just think about that. You're basically a sponge. There's no critical filter going, is that really true? Everything you hear and experience, especially from your parents, gets downloaded directly into the subconscious as a hard fact. So let's say a child hears this over and over. They don't hear it as just a temporary situation. It gets installed as a fundamental truth, a core program about scarcity and money that can run on autopilot for the rest of their life. Or how about this one? It sounds like well-meaning advice, right? But to a young, absorbent mind, it becomes a rule for life, downloaded straight into the subconscious. Dreaming is risky. Ambition leads to pain. It's safer to play small. This one is incredibly powerful. A belief like this can install a program that directly links your self-worth to pleasing other people. You fast forward 20 or 30 years, and this program can be running automatically, causing an adult to constantly sacrifice their own needs for approval, without even consciously knowing why they're doing it. And this is where we feel that friction in our lives. As adults, our little 5% conscious mind sets new goals. We want a better career, a healthier relationship, more confidence. But what happens when what you want goes directly against what you're programmed for? That's it. That's exactly when we feel stuck. Just remember that prime directive of the subconscious, survival above all else. And for the subconscious, what's familiar, even if it's painful, always equals safe. A new opportunity, a new relationship, even if it could be wonderful, is seen as unknown territory. And that means it's risky. It will almost always choose a familiar misery over an unfamiliar joy. This internal conflict explains so much, doesn't it? It's why people stay in jobs they can't stand or relationships that are draining them. It's why we find ourselves repeating the same self-sabotaging mistakes again and again. You know, this isn't about a lack of willpower. It's an internal battle where your 95% is slamming on the emergency brakes to keep you safe in what it knows. So, the big question is, are we just stuck with this childhood programming forever? No, absolutely not. And this is where things get really exciting and empowering. It is totally possible to update your inner software. Now, the key is You can't just tell your subconscious what to do. You can't reason with it. You have to speak its language. And that language is emotion, it's imagery, it's repetition. Things like creating a strong, positive feeling over and over, vividly visualizing a new reality, building small, consistent new habits. And honestly, it all starts by just learning to observe your own automatic reactions without judging them. And here's the secret sauce to why this stuff actually works. Your subconscious mind literally cannot tell the difference between something you actually experienced and something you vividly imagine with a lot of emotion. So when you visualize a new outcome, you're creating new memories and new feelings for it to learn from. You're actually forging new pathways in your brain.
So, you see, the goal isn't to fight your subconscious or try to crush it into submission. The real goal is to change your relationship with it. It's about shifting from being a passenger, just being driven around by these old programs, to becoming an active, conscious co-pilot. So please, the next time you feel stuck or you're beating yourself up for not making a change, remember this. You're not lazy, you are not weak, and you are definitely not broken. You are simply running a program, and any program can be rewritten. It really all boils down to this, right here. Fighting against your own programming is just exhausting, and honestly, it almost never works long term. But the moment you understand how this powerful part of you operates, you can stop fighting against it and start working with it. You can start to align that massive 95% with the new life your 5% consciously desires. And that brings us right back to where we started, but with a whole new perspective. Who is driving your life? Is it the old, outdated programs that were installed when you were a kid? Or is it the new, conscious co-pilot you now know you can become? The steering wheel is a lot closer than you think.